to YouTube. Well, hello everyone. It is a lovely okay, today is Wednesday, right? Cuz I was thinking yesterday was Wednesday, but today is Wednesday. Listen, purpose. We think it's this thing we've got to beat down doors and try and figure out. But last night we are reminded we move because we are inspired from within to do so. That's what it is. So your purpose then would follow the same principle. It's the thing you want to get up and do, the thing you want to get up and be. That's what it is. It's nothing that you've got to go and shake any trees for. It's right there. It is this thing you are in love with it. It is just that thing. And I know sometimes we fret and we say, but I don't know what my purpose is. The purpose is the reason why you do something. It's just a simple reason why you do it. And usually the reason is because you love it. Think about it for just a moment. When things are, what are you going to do? And they're forced. We all know what happens with force, don't we? How hard you push one way is how hard the kickback is on the other side. It is the law of rhythm, and rhythm compensates. So the purpose flows naturally from you. The question is, why is it not? Have you been told otherwise? Oh, well, you know how we always are so kind, hey? There's no money in that. Why would you do that? Nobody else is doing it. Oh, well, we've heard it, haven't we? We all have. But that purpose is the thing that is that fire. It burns in your belly, it burns in your heart, and you just have to get up and do it. If you follow that inclination, and if you look at purpose, everything flows lifeward by way of law. It always reproduces life. So your purpose is never going to be one of, I don't want to say, but destruction. It's always lifeward. It uplifts not just you, but the others around you. Because think about it, what does destruction do? It destroys things around everybody. So don't think that you have to go and you're clearing the brush and with your sickle or your scythe or your cutlass trying to find where your purpose is. It is not going to be hidden from you. There's no game in that. You know what I mean? Because sometimes we think, well, maybe I have to, as they say in scripture, work it out with fear and trembling. No, your purpose is there. It's there. You just have to allow it to unfold in you. It is a most beautiful thing, and it is unique unto you. It is unique unto you. And so that's why you just gotta go and do it. Don't be worried about what others' opinions of your purpose would be. Because I remember Marquise had mentioned last time, if you think about it, your purpose is not just some random willy nilly thing. No, that has been whispered to you. It is something that, don't clutch your pearls, God has put within. I'm not talking about this God that beats you with a stick and no, God is within, closer to you than the very air in your lungs. That's why the scripture can tell you neither height nor depth, heaven nor hell or principalities can separate from the love of God. Why? Because the love of God is within you. It is you. That's why you can't be separated from the self. Anyhow, but the purpose is a most beautiful thing. Simply accept it instead of allowing other people to come along and tell you, well, there's no value in that. It's not good enough. Oh, why that? Oh, you think you're better? What, that has nothing to do with it. That's just their opinion. Their opinion is not fact. The fact is that line from Sister Act 2, If you get up in the morning and all you can think about is singing, you're supposed to be a singer, girl. This is what it is. It's the thing that, it's passion. Passion is red hot. It burns. So you have to do it. It drives you. You understand? That is the nature of fire. Even though it might look like it is destructive, the nature of fire brings new life to you. It brings new life to that soil. But this is why the controlled burn. That's what passion is, the controlled burn. It's not random. It's not going to overtake you. Pay attention to it. Right? It is a beautiful thing. And if you would but go inside your mind and observe your passion, you'll see how beautiful it is for yourself. It is that thing where you can't even keep it to yourself. You have to do it. Whether it is dancing, whether it is singing, whether it is painting, sculpting, who cares what it is? It's the thing that ignites you. Just allow it. It's not going to consume you in a negative way. It consumes you in the way that the burning bush experience would. The bush is not destroyed. You're not going to be destroyed by it, but you'll be given new life with it. And it brings life to everything and everyone around it. It feeds you. Then you follow through with your passion. Because what happens when you don't? You are unfulfilled. You are frustrated. And then what? Well, a merry heart does one good like medicine. Frustration, depression rots the bones. So you see, all things point toward you doing what it is you are ignited to do from within. That is your most authentic self. It doesn't matter how many other people do the same thing as you. They have their own perspective, their own gift of expressing it. You have yours. Here's the beautiful thing. I've said this word before, a fractal. A fractal is a piece, but in that piece you have the whole of existence. It's not a part of existence. It is the whole of existence in a piece. You and I are fractals. We have the whole of existence within us. So when you express your purpose, you are showcasing the grandeur of what creation is itself. That's why you don't withhold it. You can't withhold the whole of creation because you just, and that's the thing, it's the perspective that makes us think, oh, it's just a tiny piece. No, it is the whole. It's the whole of creation. So you must, go ahead.
When you try to make that energy and you submit, that's what brings you to disease. Because now you're at a state of dis-ease.
There it is. That frustration part. Oh, I can't do this. I'm afraid to do it. Listen, something beautiful happens to you when you follow the purpose. You gain courage. Because sometimes we say, but I'm scared. What if I get laughed at? That was always the thing I said to my granddaddy. What if they laugh at me? And he always said, what does it matter? It doesn't matter if they laugh at you or not. You are the one doing. They are not doing. You are doing. You're being faithful to do. And so I have to follow through. It doesn't matter how many people partake in it. Am I being faithful? You see, because when you are faithful with little, you can be faithful with much. It's not the size of what you're faithful with. It is the fact that you are faithful with what you have. That's what it is. Faithful, listen to it, faithful with little, faithful with much. There's only one key word in there, faithful. Follow through with it. The person who says to you, well, that might not be a good idea, chances are they are afraid of doing their own purpose. How can you speculate such a thing? As within, so without. From the abundance of their heart, the mouth speaks. Are they encouraging you? No. So then, why listen? Listen to what that passion, that flame is on the inside. Because just as Marquis said, when you don't do it, you're the one that suffers the consequence, not the other person. You, because you're the one suppressing. That passion and that fire is not meant to be suppressed. That's when the fire now becomes destructive. Because it must burn, because that is its nature. So today, allow yourself. What would it be like if you allowed your passion to emerge instead of stifling it because you think you're afraid? Don't do that. If you feel afraid, ask for courage. Why? Because when you ask, you receive. That's what you do. You don't have to go and pick up the phone and call anybody. You don't have to call Susan Hughes. You don't have to call George. But there's a line that's always open. And that line is, hey, I feel a little bit funny about this. I'm unsure. I feel scared. What if, help me to comprehend. And just sit there for a moment. And the understanding or comprehension will come to you. That still small voice inside of you is not in the business of deception. It's not. It is not in the business of, let me see how much I can thwart you. It's not in that business. Why? How do you know? Because every time that still small voice speaks, we have two choices. We either act upon what it says and we say, oh, I'm sure glad I listened, or we don't act. And then we say, shoot, I should have listened. But you'll notice in both cases, your best interest was always suggested for you. Your best interest. So you see, nothing is out to get you and thwart you and trip you up. That is not what it is. Why? Because a house divided against itself can't stand. If it's out here trying to trick you, how does it progress? It can't. Life has to unfold. It always unfolds. Life, it does. So how can it bring about life if it's thwarting you to fail? It does not thwart you to fail, only towards success. But hey, don't take my word for it. You've experienced that still small voice. That's who you are, the still small voice within. So when you feel the burn of your purpose, get in there and go, hey, I see what you're doing. All right, well, let's get it done. Show me what I need to do. And you'll see it, or you'll hear it, whatever that strongest sense is that you have. So don't fret about it. Allow it to unfold within you because it's for your greatest and highest good, right? Because you're supposed to be well, you're supposed to be healthy. But when you don't allow yourself to be healthy, what happens? Well, we're always moving. So we're either moving towards health or away from it. So choose the life-giving portion. Choose that part. Because it's there. It's an option. It is an option. So today, remember always that your purpose is not hidden. We don't got to go digging. This is not sweet potatoes, y'all. We don't dig for that purpose. It's there. It is fragrant. It is sweet. It is soft and delicate to the touch. Just go with it. Allow it to emerge. Don't worry. The simple thing about it is this. Purpose is a seed that when planted, it has to bear the fruit of the what? Life contained within it. As within, so without. You reap what you sow. That's what purpose does. So it brings about the means for its fulfillment. You don't have to figure it out. Can you imagine the burden of, okay, I got to find the purpose. Now I got to make it happen? Nah. Allow it to unfold, and all of its beauty just is right there for you. Oh, but Angela, if it was that easy, everybody would be doing it. Because we've been taught that, shoot, you gotta struggle and claw and fight and make it happen. Force it to happen. Please, since when does force bring about good things? Well, not to be confused with pressure, because that's diamonds. But force? You don't have to force it. No. Allow it to emerge, and you will see the beauty that you have within yourself. Just allow it. How do I allow it, Angela? Well, you get the, oh, this feels nice. I should do this. And then you do it. That's how you allow it. Follow the inclination, right? Let us take a brief moment, my beautiful friends, to welcome everyone into the space this morning. Who's here on Twitter? Antonio, darling. Hey, C, the 24. I see you. And I know the replay gang for Twitter is here too. It is good to see you all. Always on this beautiful day. Who's here on YouTube and Facebook? I know Indy's on Facebook. Who's on YouTube? Oh, King Artorius. A not. Hello, Jeff. I see you. The better man. Sonia. I see you. And for the others who've not made themselves known in the chat, it's all right. I know you're there. It's good to see you all. And on fan base this morning, let me sit up a little bit more. These things are sliding. Who's on fan base this morning? Hey, Coach. Flo Smiles. Is that Kermit? I see you. Million, I see you too. Vashawn, hello, darling. Miss McQueen, Stephanie, Matthias, Comrade, hello, James, Marquise, Oracle Treehouse, Zola, and Maya and Zeesty are here. Hello, y'alls. It's good to see you. And I know we're not on your Thanksgiving yet, but we're just around the corner for you guys. We had ours last month. So it is good to be here with you. It is very good. Thank you for being here. So this morning, remember, because I'm not going to keep you long, work beckons. Listen, when I tell you, right, there's a specific way that is strongest for you to experience things, whether they're five senses, right? There's one way that you do it so good. Whether you hear, you see, it doesn't matter. The passion unfolds for you, and it is easy for you to do. You see, but we keep looking out to the rest of the world. Well, how am I going to do it? There's a famous scripture that says a man's gifts make room for him and brings him before great men. It is the gift, it is the purpose that makes the space. That's what it does. It makes a space, and you're just along for the ride. So you don't have to fret about how you're going to get it done. Follow through with the thing that it is. Just do that. And the inspiration, oh, go here. Or somebody shows up and goes, oh my God, I've been waiting for this. I know this person, ... I've been moved by what you ... And it unfolds. It will always make a way for itself. So that's not your job. Your job is just to be faithful and do it. It doesn't matter if 1 million people show up. Just be faithful. If you can't be faithful for 3 people to get out of bed and say, well, I'm going to be here for 3, the million is going to make you move. Allow the purpose to move you, not the thing that we think the reward is. The following through of the purpose is the reward, because that is not dependent upon the exterior. You see it? Your passion is not dependent upon who likes it or who appreciates it to bring about the fulfillment. Your passion is the fulfillment itself. But you see, we want to get caught up in the bling bling and the sprinkle sprinkle and the cha-ching. But those things are fleeting. The passion brings life. Those things burn out real quick, but the passion sustains. That's why you follow through with it. Because it sustains you. It is mutually beneficial. It takes some energy for you to get up and do it, but that passion feeds you and keeps you going and sustains you. That's how you know. And that thing we call burnout doesn't doesn't happen to you. Why? Because when you're doing the passion, you now fall into the natural ebb and flow of rhythm. You see, the ebb is where you gather strength. So you are renewed. Day in and day out, you're renewed. Because it says when your passion is there, okay, let's do this. And there's a planning phase. And you take the time to do it. And it says, look, we got to rest. And you rest. It is the natural ebb and flow. But when we continually do one thing, which is chase, we ignore the natural. Go ahead.
I have one thing, and it's shit. I just I didn't want to read this much, but I will do it because it's going to add context.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
You have the right to work, but for the work's sake only. You have no right to the fruits of the work. Desire for the fruits of the work must never be your motive in working. Never give way to laziness either. Perform every action with your heart fixed on the supreme law. Renounce attachment to the fruits. Be even tempered in success and failure. For it is this evenness of temper which is meant by yoga. Work done with anxiety about results is far inferior to work done with such anxiety. Done without such anxiety in the calm of self-surrender. Seek refuge in the knowledge. They who work selfishly for results are miserable.
And there you have purpose summed up so beautifully. You see how it works? I told you. Purpose, when you follow through with it, sustains. And it is its own reward. The minute you follow that purpose, you have been rewarded. So now you don't have to chase anything. Thank you for that, Marquise, because it is bang on. It is so perfect. The fit is beautiful. That's why I tell you, but don't get caught up in what others are doing and how and why. If you are meant, and how do you know if you're meant? What cause and effect will happen? Because you will come across each other. Because one will be the cause and the other the effect. So they got to go together. So you'll cross paths with the people that are required. You don't have to go searching for them either. Because you're not chasing anything. And that's why, if we allow our purpose to unfold within us without force, you don't have to beat it into submission, it's just there. It will sustain us. And in that natural ebb and flow, you will be rejuvenated, you'll be replenished, and your cup will never run dry because it is always being filled by the purpose. That's what it is.
Exactly. The purpose compels you.
Yes.
It literally draws you out. It's almost like a possession.
Oh, that's what it is, right? Possession, obsession, right? That's what it does to you. And it gives you life every step of the way. Yes, Marquise. It's because it's the fire, right? That's the nature of fire. It burns you, but not in a bad way. It, like you said, it draws you out. You just have to do it. That's how you'll know what you're working with, right? So today, again, don't fret about what is my purpose. It's right there. If you would take it, just take a moment. You see, because this is what happens. Remember the puddle of water when we're jumping in it in our galoshes. It's all muddy. But if you stop jumping in that puddle and just stand still for a moment, the stuff falls to the bottom as sediment. And what emerges? Clear crystal water emerges. It's just right there. It's always been there. But it only takes you a moment to stop moving so that sediment can settle. And then clear water arises. And then you see your reflection. That's what happens with purpose.
But you know, you said one day, and I think this will be a help to a lot of people that are confused on their purpose. If you don't know what you want to do, think about how you want people to feel.
Jeez, that is so bang on. It is cause and effect reversed. You see, if you know the cause, you'll bring about the effect. But if you don't know, like he said, if you don't know what it is you want to do, but you know how you want to feel or how you want to make people feel, go with that, because now the cause unfolds from there. Now do you understand when I say to you, you're not being thwarted? Everything is there for you. If you feel you can't go forward, you're not stuck. How do you want to feel? Listen, Neville explains it. He says you can use electricity to create heat, but you can also use heat to create electricity. So if you don't know what it is by name that you want to do, you can't quite put your finger on it. What do you want to feel? Because that's how we roll around here, right? It's that feeling that will get you out of bed in the morning or make you stay in it, depending which way the cookie crumbles, right? It's that feeling. You know how you want to feel? Well, then you will know what to do to bring it about, because it will unfold for you. You see, I tell you, everything is meant always for your greatest and highest good. It really is. If you would but just see it. Don't worry. These people say you're being tested. Nah, you're doing the same cause to bring about the same effect. And until you see that you're doing the same cause, how are you going to change it? That's why it feels like a test. That's why it feels like a lesson you have to learn. No, you just have to become aware that you're doing the same thing the same way every time. Thus, the effect remains the same. That's all you got to see. Nobody's sitting there, I wonder how long this nutmeg is going to take till they see it. That's not what's happening. You. You're the one. If you look at that life of yours and you go, okay, I'm tired of doing the same thing. What do you want to do instead? You don't know what you want to do, but do you know how you want to feel? See, the purpose is there. It is not hidden. It's not meant to frustrate you. None of the above. It is there to bring you, be like Loki. Glorious purpose. It is glorious. It is lovely for you. Allow it to emerge. Allow it to emerge. Don't force. Allow. So that is what I will leave you with this morning. So let's get the bowl, shall we? Let's get our bowl this morning, to just bask in it for a little bit, in whatever that thing that has been ignited within you. Just feel it and let it be there. It's feeding you. Give me a moment to just bring the sound of the bowl up for us this morning. Make sure volumes are up. Down. Initiated. 5, 4, 3, 2. Hey, Claire. You just popped in. Well, my dear darling, you are now part of the replay gang. It was a fun one. Thank you for being here on Twitter, Tanya and V22. And I'm so used to saying Jeff, but Jeff is over here on YouTube. So it's good to see you. I will see you tonight, 10:45 p.m. for the Neville Goddard lecture. Which one are we doing tonight? I don't remember. But it's already there on YouTube to get the notification. Love you, Twitter. I'll see you soon. Twitter is closed. YouTube and Facebook, you know I love you. Aw, Jeff, King Artorius, A-Not, The Better Man, Asanya. You know whose name I didn't say today? I didn't say Goddess, Pure Diamond. I didn't even say Marjorie today. Nor did I say Cyber. I didn't even say Shane Free. I didn't say his name either. Replay gang it is. Much love to you, YouTube and Facebook. Indy, darling. Let's do that.